Hi, welcome to Financial Freedom Hub, your comprehensive financial education and tutorial channel on YouTube. My name is John Kennedy Akutia. In this video, we are going to look at another law of money. We've been looking at the laws of money so far. We have looked at about 6 laws of money. Let me see, we look at the law of abundance as the first law. Then we look at the law of exchange. We look at the law of savings. We look at the law of investing. We looked at the law of compounding or the law of compound interest. And then the last law we looked at was the law of attraction, or what I said, the law of money attracting money. And so that's the 6th law. We are going to look at another law of money, the laws that govern the accumulation of money, and then the multiplication of money, and then transference of wealth to the next generation. The law number 7 we are going to be looking at in this video is the law of accumulation. The law of accumulation. And so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, or you are new to this channel, you are just chancing upon these videos, there are many videos to watch, so subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification, and then like and share our videos, and then leave a comment for us, ask your question. We will be glad to answer your question and have a conversation with you. So the law of accumulation. And this law says that every great financial achievement is an accumulation of hundreds of small efforts and sacrifices that no one ever sees or appreciates. So that is what the basic fundamental law, the law of accumulation, says. Every great financial achievement is an accumulation of hundreds of small efforts and sacrifices that no one ever sees or appreciates. The achievement of financial independence will require a tremendous number of small efforts on your part. To begin the process of accumulation, you must be disciplined and persistent. You must keep at it for a long, long time. Initially, you will see very little change or difference, but gradually your efforts will begin to bear fruit. You will begin to pull ahead of your peers. Your finances will improve and your debts will disappear. Your bank account will grow and your whole life will improve. So let's look at the effect of this law of accumulation. The first effect of the law of accumulation says that as your savings accumulate, you develop a momentum that moves you more rapidly towards your financial goal. As your savings accumulate, you develop a momentum that moves you more rapidly towards your financial goals. It is hard to get started on a program of financial accumulation, but once you do get started, you find it easier and easier to keep at it. The momentum principle is one of the great success secrets. This principle says that it takes tremendous energy to overcome the initial inertia and resistance to financial accumulation and get started. But once you get started, it takes much less energy to keep moving. I believe you have heard of the popular statement that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And that first step is the most difficult to take. That is why many people never get started in life to begin with. Once you overcome and you are able to take that first step, the second step becomes easier, the third step becomes easier than the second one, and then you gain momentum, and then it becomes a cruise control movement. Whenever you lose your momentum and slow to a halt, you can find it extremely difficult to start up again. Momentum is one of the secrets of success that you must develop and maintain in everything you do. So remember, the law or the principle of momentum says that it takes tremendous energy to overcome the initial inertia and resistance to financial accumulation to get started. But once you get started, it takes much less energy to keep moving. The second effect of the law of accumulation says that by the yard it is hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch. So it means if you want to take any action, when you look at the long distance that you want to cover, it will be difficult, it will be hard. But if you break it down bit by bit, a yard is longer than an inch. So it is easier to take an inch than to take a yard. So if you set yourself a goal to take an inch a day, it will be easier for you to accomplish than wanting to take a kilometer. And so the second effect of the law of accumulation says that by the yard it is hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch. That word cinch, C-I-N-C-H, simply means nothing. It looks like it is no longer anything that you have to cover. When you begin thinking about saving 10 or 20% of your income, you will immediately think of all kinds of reasons why it is not possible. You can know that, you can think of that. Once you set a goal that I want to save 10%, 20%, your reason, all the excuses will come up why it is not possible to save 10 or 20% of your income. You may be up to your neck in debt. You may be spending every single penny that you earned today just to keep afloat. But if you do find yourself in this situation, instead of saving 10%, begin saving just 1%. So if you realize that you are giving excuses and there is every logical reason why you can't save 10%, it doesn't mean don't get started. It doesn't mean don't save at all. Reduce the percentage. Maybe just start with 1% of your income and put it in a special account which you refuse to touch. Begin putting your change in a large jar every evening when you come home. So every day when you go out, the change, the coins that you come home, look for a box that is sealed with a hole and put it inside. Every day, continue to put it inside like that. If you get any bonus that you were not expecting, put it inside there. If you get an extra sum of money by selling something, put it in there. If an old debt that maybe you thought will never be paid has been repaid, put it in there. And any amount that you get that is not part of your regular income, put it in that box. And then when the box is full, empty it and go and put it in your special bank account. These small amounts will begin to add up at a rate that will surprise you. As you become comfortable with saving 1%, you can increase it to 2%. As you become comfortable with 2%, you can increase it to 3%, 4%, 5%, until you reach the 10%, which has now become comfortable for you because you didn't start yard by yard because it was hard. You decided to start inch by inch, and then it became a cinch for you. From 10%, you can increase to 15%, and then with time, you can probably increase to 20%. And then you realize that your life is increasing, your finances are increasing without affecting your lifestyle. So just accumulate. Great successes started with little accumulations that were never considered a serious matter. Before you realize, it builds up. Before you realize, it becomes big. Your savings accumulates, and then you push it into an investment, compounding acts on it, and then you are on your way. How you can apply this law immediately. How can you apply this law immediately? Number one, decide upon your long-term financial goals and then resolve to work towards them one step at a time. So this law of accumulation, how do you begin to apply it immediately? Decide and then put on paper your long-term financial goals and then resolve to work towards them one step at a time. The first steps are the hardest, and you must discipline yourself to avoid backsliding into old habits. Number two, practice the law of accumulation in other parts or areas of your life as well to sync with your total life, your total well-being, the total psychology of your mind. If you resolve to master a subject, do it one page at a time. If you resolve to lose weight, do it 1 ounce at a time. If you resolve to learn a new language, do it one lesson at a time. The cumulative effect can be enormous, and with time, you will see the result, and then you will marvel. So remember the law of accumulation. You start little by little, and then you build up, and then you get to where you want to get to. Let me conclude on that law of accumulation, what it says. It says that every great financial achievement is an accumulation of hundreds of small efforts and sacrifices that no one ever sees or appreciates. I'll see you at the top, that you have accumulated wealth, and then you have become the envy of your peers and then your colleagues. Stay blessed. I remain your friend, John Kennedy Akutia. Until I come your way next time, remain blessed. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification, like our videos, share our videos, and then also leave a comment for us. See you in the next video.